ask you this: do any of you guys still? Because like, so we have most of us have been using Cursor, I think, right, all the time. I've been
Hmm.
doing that. This is my primary code. I haven't opened VS Code in, I don't know, since I bought Cursor, purchased it. But like,
Yeah.
do you still use models outside of Claude occasionally? Because I still do for certain things. Like when I'm, especially like if I hit an issue with something like in
Hmm.
Claude where I'm not getting what I want, I'll go outside of Claude to like Gemini. I still have my ChatGPT account, stuff like that,
Yeah.
and prompt it differently just to see if I get a different response or to see if it gives me a different solution to something rather than staying within Claude. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys still do
So
that at all? I know.
Sometimes I will. I know Russell was, I think that's what he was kind of trying to talk about.
yeah, go
You
ahead.
can go ahead with the, no, go ahead. It was
Oh,
about the asking, right?
yeah, yeah.
I think is what you were alluding. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so right now I'm basically only using Claude 4 or when I hit the limit, or now I just sort of switched over to auto because I don't want to hit that limit yet. I want to like sort of save that for if I have really complex tasks or UI or whatever. But I tried this thing the other day, which worked well. So I noticed that in auto, it doesn't do as good of a job as Claude in planning. Like Claude does pretty good with like building a checklist and planning
Oh,
and
dude,
like
it does
figuring out
amazing
like
with the checklist.
edge case things and adding extra stuff. Like if you're like create a sign up form, it's automatically going to create one that has like extra stuff in it, like forgot password links and like turn on and off like the visibility of passwords and things like that. But I noticed in auto, a lot of times it'll just get stuck in loops and stuff too. And so one of the things that I started doing the other day, which has worked pretty well for me, is basically when there's an issue that's hard to explain or that is hard for me to explain, like I can't provide really good context on it. Like, for example, I was working on auth and just like the workflow of the auth was a little bit off. Like it was just funky. So I was like, look, I turned it to ask mode and I was like, basically do a comprehensive review of the entire auth workflow. I tagged like all the different auth files that were related to it. And I was like, find all the places where the user experience is kind of like not good or there's conflicts or there might be any issues. Basically a broad, like do a broad comprehensive review of this section of the code base. And then I asked it to outline for me all of the issues or problems that it could find, and then create its own prompt. So I was like, then write a prompt
That is
for
a good, yeah.
AI to fix all of these and suggest like problems and solutions for the AI. And then I took that and fed it back into the agent mode. And it worked a lot better because it basically knew how to talk to itself. It knew it could like the ask mode would like really go detailed, and you have to tell it to do that too. Like take your time, walk through each file, understand how they work together, how the timing works, how they're like, are there race conditions, things like that. And then like outline all the problems and solutions. And I even started doing this, which is like, give me a few options for how we can solve this, like option A, B, C, D. And that way I can choose exactly how I want it to like go about fixing that problem. And that worked really well too, because the other thing too is I tagged all the documentation. I was like, use the latest, like best, advancements in this documentation and give me options for how to do it. And it was really good. Like it would say like, this is, using the latest like Next.js, like async stuff. This is another option that we can do. And I just found that worked really well when not relying solely on like the best like Claude 4 model.
Well,
So
that's what I use. Yeah, using it to create your prompt is awesome. It does
yeah,
such a good job because it creates this more, most of us aren't going to type all that out, right? In that
right.
precise of a way
Oh,
either,
dude,
in a
yeah,
step-by-step way. But I'd also too, like, I mean, the point mentioned too, Gemini 2.5 Pro has gotten very good